Reporters, and welcome back to my channel. I've got some horrible news for Kanye West and Bianca Censori. It looks like they might be facing jail time and or fines thanks to disturbing images published last week featuring them seemingly getting intimate in public. The photos and videos featured Bianca in between Kanye's legs with her hands on his thighs, and his pants were rolled down, showing his bare butt in public. Take a look at this video that's going to show you even more, like a 360 view of this situation. As you could see from that video, there was a terrace right next to this boat where people were dining. You can see children there. You can see adults there. You can even see an older generation there. So like the grandparents, it looked like three generations of a family were all there trying to have lunch together when Kanye pulled up in the boat next to them with his butt out. And so Bianca potentially giving him a BJ. And then there were other boats right next to them because they, again, were near the dock. They made no attempts to be discreet in what it is that they were doing. So that is why the police are looking into the situation. In fact, Venice Police spoke with the Daily Mail about the investigation, stating, and I quote, "There are standards of public decorum that have to be followed by tourists and locals alike, and any breaches will be severely punished." The images of Kanye West with his trousers down while in a taxi as he and his partner crossed the lagoon were seen all over the globe. You could clearly see his trousers were half down, and we've received complaints from people who witnessed it. So this is the first time that we're hearing that the people who were there, so perhaps the people who were on the terrace trying to eat while Kanye had his butt out there, perhaps it was the boaters who were snapping photos, perhaps it was the walkers by, because we did see people walking by in the midst of all of this. People among them complained for having to witness this, and I truly do not blame them at all. Okay. The insider continued on to say, and I quote, "Now we have identified the driver of the boat and we will be asking him what he saw as well." I got to be honest with you. I don't trust the driver of this boat because he already released a statement claiming that nothing went down, but other people who witnessed this and were not on the Kanye West payroll said that they were disturbed by what it is that they witnessed. So how is it that this man who was staring right at them, facing them and everything, how is it that he, with the front row seats, right, to everything, claims that he saw nothing? Meanwhile, everybody else managed to see something go down that was highly inappropriate. So the police also had this to say: "The images show the couple clearly in a state of intimacy, and if the local prosecutor decides to press charges, then we will notify the couple, most probably through the relevant embassies." Mind you, Kanye West is American, so if there are going to be legal actions taken against him, the Italian embassy or government is going to have to go through the American embassy. Bianca is an Australian citizen, and so the same would have to happen with the Australian embassy as well. This could be quite the international affair. Now, the police also continued on to say, and I quote, "The offense is being investigated as it acts contrary to public decency, which is punishable by an administrative sanction." Okay, so it's looking more like this might lead to a fine or something like that when he says administrative sanction. The police also plan to speak to the driver of the boat to get a full report on what it is that he saw. But again, I don't know that the driver of this boat is trustworthy. I think that he was paid off to lie about what it is that he saw. So he might actually throw the case, right? If he decides to just go along with the Kanye and Bianca narrative, which is that nothing happened, despite what anybody else can see clear as day. They've also requested that the photographer who caught the couple on camera in their photos has to turn over their photos for the investigation as well. So of course, they're not aware yet of who the photographer is, but what they can do in order to find out the identity of the photographer is go to these outlets and subpoena them in order to get that information. The outlets obviously will not just like fork them up like that, but it looks like that is the route that they're going to have to take, unless these images might pop up on Getty Images or Backgrid or somewhere like that. Because sometimes these photographers, they put these images on websites like that for media agencies and companies to license them. So that could be another way for them to trace back to who published those photos. Obviously, the photographer did not publish every photo that the photographer took. I do think that they probably caught some more graphic things than we can even imagine. And that is why the Venetian police are looking to have this person step forward and provide all of the photos so we can see how bad things got. Something that was quite interesting to me that I mentioned in my initial video about the story is that I don't understand how Kanye and Bianca have been able to just walk through Italy, just completely disrespecting the people, right? Just walking around in their underwear, no shoes on, just like full blown, like, kind of gross. I don't want to see your titties flapping in the wind as I'm walking by, okay? Because you're wearing a see-through bra. I don't want to see your butt cheeks jiggle as you walk because you're wearing a see-through pantyhose and a thong. Like, it just feels so disrespectful. And so now the police are actually saying that they have actually issued, not the police, but officials in the area have actually been issuing Kanye and Bianca a number of citations throughout their stay in the city. And how crazy is it that they've been able to have to pile up and gather up multiple citations and still decided to continue on breaking the rules. So what do these citations include? Let me tell you, okay? Swimming in the canals, which is something that is not allowed to be done. Open air picnics, that I could see them kind of like being like, wait, what are you talking about? Picnics not allowed? Picnics are normal typically, right, in different cities. So that surprised me. Spreading out on the steps of public buildings as well. So kind of obstructing the entrance and exit for people who need to have access to those buildings. So of course, as we all know, these celebrities, they travel with huge posses. And I guess that's what happens when you roll with a huge posse and you just want to sit down on the steps of a beautiful building. You take up all the space and it causes problem. I am surprised, though, to be honest with you, that there were no citation in regards to the attire that they are wearing, right? To me, this definitely deserves some sort of a citation, but I digress. Perhaps that is something that is in the works now that the all eyes are on these two. Although Kanye has left Italy. I don't know where Bianca is, but Kanye has left Italy since these images leaked last week. But who knows? Maybe they'll think better the next time they go there. So let's continue on to what the public security counselor, who's named Elisabetta Pesce, had to say about Kanye and Bianca's behavior and wardrobe in Italy. Here's a direct quote. Without any shadow of a doubt, what we saw from the couple was a lack of respect for Venice, which is the most enchanting city in the world. So it's huge, you guys. Police are talking about it. The security counselor is talking about it. It is huge. I'm going to continue to follow this story like I've been following it from the beginning. At first, people didn't believe it. They said that it wasn't happening. We were all exaggerating, but then they got banned from the boat. Now the police are investigating them. Then people said it was a clone. Well, if you think that this is not Kanye and this is Kanye's clone who did all of this investigation is going to sort it out for you. Because if they investigate this man and they find out that it's his clone, that information is going to go viral. I'm being facetious, by the way, not about the fact that people think that this is a clone of Kanye and not the real person, but the idea that there's going to be an investigation into whether or not this is really Kanye or his clone. Guys, please stop trying to excuse this behavior. It says a lot about you and the way that you worship this celebrity in particular, that you think that this is acceptable. I saw a lot of comments also saying, oh, they're grown, they can do what they want. Just because you're grown doesn't mean you can get sucked off in public in front of other people who have not consented to witness this. Let's be serious, okay? And you guys are just saying this because you're fans of his music. If it were two homeless people getting sucked off in public, you would have a problem with it and you would call the cops, okay? Stop it, please. Anyway, you guys, sorry for the little tangent there, but that is the information that I've got thus far about Boatgate featuring Kanye West and his alleged wife, Bianca Censori. As usual, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any updates that might come up about this story. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on it, so stay with me, okay? That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.